Here we are in a tackle shop in Fleet. It's called Tackle Up, which is pretty ironic. It's with Nigel Newport, the manager of Tackle Up, who's a specialist carp fishing and match fishing tackle shop.
Okay, well here's the bait for you to go fishing today. So let's hope you catch some fish now.
Are they guaranteed, these ones, Nigel?
Guaranteed to catch the angler.
They caught me, that's for sure.
Yeah, have a good day.
Cheers, thank you very much. Well, we've got the bait from Nigel to Tackle Up, and we're here at Hongrange Reservoir. Majority of anglers come here, I'd have to say, normally have boilies. They're distance casting out into the middle of the lake. We're going to show you a different way, fishing so close it's right on the edge. Two things you will need for the type of fishing we're going to be doing. Pair of polarising glasses to cut down the surface glare, because it's visual. We're basically watching the carp take the bait. Get yourself a peak cap of some description. My personal preferences, as you gathered, is yellow. You don't need to worry too much with a carp. This is my personal opinion on colour. Its movement, I think, spooks them. It's a commercial fishery. They're used to seeing anglers go around. Now, what happens at the end of the day, about 3 or 4 o'clock in the afternoon, a lot of the anglers get fed up. They might catch, they might not. Where do they do with their bait? They just tip it out into the margins. Now, the carp here know this, and they'll start patrolling around here anytime from about 3 o'clock onwards is when they're looking for the anglers that have thrown the bait in. And they will come in so close their tails and their backs will be out of the water. Now, the other bonus I use is this. It's just dry bran, the horse feed. When it's wetted down like this, goes dark, get it very, very soppy, so it's just a mush, just like breakfast really. I'll put it in very, very close here so you can see what it's like. Now, it goes down in a cloud, and that goes all in amongst the stone particles. And a lot of the time they go completely crackers on this bran. I've got no idea why. I only found it out about 2 years ago. It's a really good tension carp feed. What I'm going to do now is put some maggots over the top. They wriggle in amongst the little crevices and cracks of the stones. Now that makes the carp really dig and root to get them out, so it makes them work harder for it, and they tend to lose a bit of caution. That's what I find. They get preoccupied, in fact, with picking all these little particles out here, just sucking them up, and they've got to move stones. They'll actually knock stones out of the way to get to the maggots and the casters, so it makes them work harder for it, and they tend to lose a bit of caution. That's what I find. When I fed these maggots and we got the fish really feeding, I start to put the casters in. These are normally the absolute killer dilla bait, but they can be maggots or casters, and I just put those over the top. They're slower sinking, and the carp absolutely love popping them. Finally, I like to give it a little bit of colour to the scene. So I've got one of these jumbo bags of frozen sweet corn. It's all thawed out now. It's not the greatest hook bait in the world, I find, once you start feeding the caster. But it's visual, you'll see them come in on it. One fish likes corn, one fish likes maggots. In contrast to most carp fishermen, I'm going to scale right back down. I'm using an Avon rod here, about 11 foot, very soft, use it for chub, barbel, tench, that type of thing. You don't need at this distance to have a 2-pound test curve carp rod. You know, you'll probably end up breaking a fish off, because we're almost, I would say, no more than 4 feet out from the margins. I'm using general fixed ball reel. I suppose you term it as a match fishing reel, but to me it's for anything, barbel, chub, that sort of thing, but it does for carp. 6-pound line, and I'm going to, this is the entire rig, folks, so just be aware of this. 1 hook and 1 number 6 shot, that's it. The hook you can use, I don't like using really an 18 because it can open up on a fish, you know, a bit too small. About a 14 is a good one, but I use a wide gape one, barbless wide gape, because I want to thread 2 maggots on there and make it look like 1 big maggot. That's what I'm going to do, and I'll show you how I'm going to pop it up in a moment. So that's just a basic rig. You did nothing else, not even using a rod rest, anything like that. It's just all visual fishing. I'm going to start with white maggots because they're the most visual, and what I'm going to do is thread a couple up the hook. Start from the fat end, that's the easiest way to say it. Pop it in, roll it around the bend, and then I get hold of the skin and I pop it over the eye of the hook. It covers up one end. Then to cover the bottom end of the hook, I roll the maggot round, fat end again, just nick it in right at the top and roll it round. Now you should not be able to see the hook there. Whichever way I turn it, all that's exposed is the point, which you might just be able to see the black of the point there. There we go, first fish on. Took about 15 minutes to get them on the feed. We've yet to get it on, obviously, on barbless hooks. You can see by the Avon rod it's a lot softer than a standard carp rod. It's taking line. I'm actually going to do is I'm trying to walk the fish away from the swim so I don't disturb the others in there, because several fish have moved in there now and they're just getting the confidence to feed. He's stripping me out at the moment. I might have to walk back down the other side of the bank again. You can see the swim is absolutely boiling with fish over there. Don't want to come. This might be a decent fish, I'd say. Bigger than I thought. No, he's still going. That looks like a nice mirror. That's it. Yeah. That's a nice fish. That's a lovely fish. Beautiful condition. There you go, buddy. Back to fight another day. Now I've got to get more maggots in. Oh, it's double figure when he's back out in the water. But long one. And a beauty it is indeed. Oh, he's going to break me off. I think there was 3 inches of shoulder of the fish out of the water that time, and it was only in about 2 or 3 inches of water. Come on, you fish. Just seen a guy actually pack up, chuck all his bait in there and go. So I've come round and true to form all the fish are feeding in there. So I'm just trying to keep them going, see if we can get one. That's how close the fish come here. You've still got to land it, of course, but it just goes to show you the guy packed up, threw his bait in, and we got a fish out of it. And it's a nice one too. Oh, nice one. Nice one, we don't need to lose it. Ready. Oh, beauty. Lovely jubbly. Oh, very nice, thank you. Very nice. Thank you to that angler who threw all that bait in for me. Look at this one. £8, £9 of anybody's money. And just because the angler threw the bait away. I love it. Come on, baby. Back you go. Beautiful fish. There he goes. Ah, thank you.